Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gaura 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 Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Harinama Sankirtan ki.
Hare Krishna devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So we welcome you all for this wonderful evening program with the association of His Grace Amarendra Prabhu. Amarendra Prabhu. So we need no introduction to Prabhu, just like we need no introduction to our Honorable Prime Minister. But I would take this Vaishnava service to quickly introduce him and a few instructions that needs to be kept in mind. So Prabhu is done double masters in MS Electrical University of Massachusetts and MBA in Management of Minnesota. And Prabhu, on the instructions of his beloved spiritual master, rather going into medicine or engineering, the spiritual master is guided to go on and spread the Harikatha, which is being doing immensely. And so Prabhu has also done a Sanskrit study of Jiva Goswami and Harirama Vyakaranam. And Prabhu also teaches out of his interest the Sanskrit and Indian classical music from Monday to Thursdays. And Prabhu, along with his Mataji Swastika Mataji, teaches arts for students. And also, there are several pastimes before that. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, both Prabhu and Mataji goes out to different countries, different states, districts for preaching of the Harikatha. And which this happened in the past 2 days of his visit in Bangalore. There were 2 devotees who came down to HAL, where prior to that they had no connection to Iskcon, no connection to Krishna conscious. Just by hearing his lectures, one couple just started 16 rounds of chanting and didn't know what to do next. So by Krishna's mercy and Prabhupada's mercy, they were connected to a few devotees and they got instructions on what to do next. And one devotee Mataji just started standing 64 rounds every day just by hearing Prabhu's Harikatha. So that is how Prabhu is helping each soul to reach Krishna and hope we get, immensely, sunk in the ocean of Prabhu's Harikatha today. I know we are late, but Prabhu will address us for next 1.5 hours to 2 hours. And also the Kannada translation is separately. I don't know which corner. Yeah, that corner of the part will be Kannada translation for the Kannada devotees. Prabhu would be addressing all of our devotees in English today. So the Kannada devotees can move on to right hand side of mine. There will be a translator who will translate Prabhu's lecture today. And last, I am not taking much time. All of you want to hear from Amarendra Prabhu. 2 important Vaishnava etiquette that we need to follow today is we definitely and always don't take selfies of deities. Similarly, my humble request to devotees, do not take any selfies today with Prabhuji. It's his humble request. And the second Vaishnava etiquette, don't do Dandavat Pranams just closer to his feet. Wherever you are, please pay the obeisances. Let us give the best experience from Nrsimha Girdhari Mandir to Amarendra Prabhu. So he, when gets back to his place, he wishes to visit us once more. Yes, if we need that and give the best experience to Prabhuji, we'll have to strictly follow these 2 Vaishnava etiquettes. So I humbly request all of you to have this in mind. Once the lecture is over, please pray and do the pranams wherever you are seated. Hare Krishna, thank you.
So many apologies to each one of you. I should have come and started my service at 7 o'clock, but it's 8 o'clock. So please forgive me. 1 hour delayed. All glories to Indra Bhagavan. Vancha Kalpata. Before I attempt to speak anything, just a quick sound check. Is everyone able to hear? Even devotees in the car are confirming. Devotees at the back, are you able to hear? From one end to the other? To all wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis assembled here, to all our esteemed guests, to all our wonderful children. Your age, I was playing in the rain, but they are so devotional, they are giving up the rain and sitting to hear Krishna Katha. Big round of Hari Bol for all these wonderful kids. And to everyone above the age of 60, 65, it's World Cup season. But you're still here, not in front of your televisions, but you are in the temple, attempting to serve each other by hearing and speaking Krishna Katha. A big round of Haribol for each one of you present here. Today I had multiple topics in my mind that I wanted to speak. But when it started to rain, those topics washed away my ideas. So we have a very interesting discussion today. But before I attempt to speak anything, I want to request each one of you to kindly, like rain shower down your blessings on this insignificant soul. Please protect me. May I speak the right things at the right time in the right mood. Any mistakes that happen, please kindly wash it away through the rain shower of your compassion. And anything good that comes, please accept it as the gift of our parampara. Will you all protect me? Under the umbrella of your protection? Today we will see the position of rain in Krishna consciousness. We will see where we find rain and clouds in the spectrum of Krishna consciousness. Right from Krishna's appearance, Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, describes that by the crying of Devaki and Vasudev, at the end of 7 children, 6 who were murdered, 7th Balaram who was transferred. At the end of it all, Krishna appeared. Krishna appeared in the lunar dynasty, the moon dynasty, on the Ashtami Tithi of Rohini Nakshatra. And it was in the middle of the night. Actually, it is described the moon was Ashtami. But when Krishna was appearing, it looked like Purnima. My Guru Maharaj would give an example. When he was growing up, he would visit Dashashwamedha Ghat. How many of us have heard of Dashashwamedha Ghat in the northern part of India? Very famous place. That is the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met and conversed with Rupa Goswami. So my Guru Maharaj would say that on the banks of Dashashwamedha Ghat, many times you can see those who would sit to beg with begging bowl and alms. But one fine day when he went there, everything was so clean. He asked people, what happened? We don't see anyone around with begging bowls at Dashashwamedha Ghat. So then they said, Indira Gandhi is expected. So the whole city has been cleansed. And everyone who's in a begging mood has been asked to vacate for some hours. The next day after Indira Gandhi had left, they came back and assumed their positions to beg. So my Guru Maharaj was explaining, when just the government heads of this country, the prime ministers and the presidents come, you can see the whole city is so clean. Now you can see for the G20 summit, the whole of Delhi was spick and span because all the presidents and the prime ministers were meeting. Even when we went to Delhi, it was like, wow, it's lit up. And then they said, well, there's a big meeting going on. He is the wife of Varahadev. So when Krishna is appearing in full potency, nature, Mother Earth, the environment, the climate, everything moved so favorably. And it was auspicious even before Krishna's arrival. That the crescent Ashtami moon had looked Purnima, full moon. And when Krishna appeared, it is described. Sutam samadaya sasutika grihat. Bhagavat prachoditaha sutam samadaya. Bhagavatam describes the 10th canto, 3rd chapter, when Krishna appeared in the prison house of Devaki and Vasudev. Hari sada vaset tatra yatra bhagavata jana gayanti bhakti bhavena harer namaiva kevalam. Where pure devotees cry and call out to the Lord appears. You can see in the Damodar Leela. Ekada grihadasishu yashodananda gehini कर्मांतर नियुक्तासु निर्ममंत स्वयं दधि यानी यानी ह गीतानि तद बाल चरितानि च दधि निर्मंतने काले स्मरन्ति तान्य गायत क्षौमं वास पृथुकटि तटे बिभ्रति सूत्रनद्धम पुत्र स्नेह स्नुतकुच युगम जातकंपम ससुब्रुः. Bhagavatam describes, as Mother Yashoda was churning, she was churning and she was doing kirtan. Yani yani ha Geetani. She was making up songs. What kind of songs? Krishna, you're so cute. You wake up every morning. You very cutely come to me. No Vedic songs. She's just making up songs out of affection for Krishna. And it's described as she is churning. The rod is the mridanga beat. This beat is done by grr, 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 grr. That's the mridanga beat. Then you need kartal, and those are the bangles of Mother Yashoda. As she's singing and she's playing the mridanga through the churning rod and playing the ching 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 kartal of the tinkling of her bangles. Yatra gayanti madbhaktaha tatra tisthami narada. Wherever there is kirtan, Krishna appears. Mother Yashoda, with so much love, she's churning butter for Krishna. And she's churning, and that's the mridanga, and the tinkling bangle sound is the kartal, and she's singing and remembering Krishna. Can Krishna be sleeping in the next bedroom? No, because Vishnu has declared, I am in yoga nidra, but yatra gayanti mad bhaktaha tatra tisthami narada. Yes, Krishna was in yoga nidra in the bedroom. But as soon as he heard Mother Yashoda singing and the kirtan of her calling, what happened? He woke up. And as he woke up, the distance from the bed and the floor was too much. And his legs were only so much. So he wanted to get down, but he was scared, because generally Mother Yashoda would pick him up and take him in the arms. But now she's busy doing kirtan. He wants to go there. He can't call her, because if he calls her, the kirtan will end. Krishna wants the kirtan to continue, but at the same time, he wants to go to the devotee who's doing kirtan. So what did he do? He decided, I will find my own way. Nish prapanchat prapanche avatarati iti avataraha. If I can come down from that world to this world, can't I come down from the top of the bed to the floor? So Krishna, he flipped himself on the belly and wriggled backwards. Holding on to the pillows, he's coming down backwards and looking down. And he felt more confidence as his feet were coming closer to the ground, and as soon as it touched, Krishna smiled. Because he knew he didn't fall. Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat. Those who are fallen, he lifts them. How can he fall? Our very beloved Pejawar Swami from the Udupi Mutt would say something fascinating in this regard. He would say Krishna and gravity work opposite. He would say gravity works in a way, whatever you throw up must come down. Anything that you throw up must come down. This is gravity. And Krishna, anything that falls down in consciousness, he lifts it up. Did you see the power potency of a great soul? Did you see the realization of Pratasmaraniya Param Pujyapad Pejawar Swami? His realizations? How Krishna is the lifter of the fallen. Patita Pavana. So Krishna wriggled backwards and came down to the floor and came running to Mother Yashoda and embraced her. Wherever there is kirtan, I must come. So similarly, back to the prison now. Devaki and Vasudeva in Mathura, they are crying and calling out. And Krishna appeared in full potency in that prison house. But it's so interesting. As he instructed Vasudeva Maharaj, take me across the Jamuna to Gokul Mahavan. Who instructed? Bhagavat Prachoditaha. Who instructed? The Supreme Lord. Which means he had 4 hands when he instructed. But as soon as Vasudeva Maharaj decided to execute this Sutam Samadaya, he lifted the baby. Now, did you see the subtle difference in the words of the Bhagavatam? It is the same person who's instructing, who's being lifted up. So Bhagavatam could have said, Bhagavat Prachoditaha, Bhagavat Samadaya. God instructed and God was lifted by the Father. Or you could have said the child instructed and the child was lifted by the Father. But Bhagavatam says, Bhagavat Prachoditaha, Sutam Samadaya. The 4-handed form, the Supreme Lord instructed as Mahavishnu. Kshiro Danvat Pradeshe Shushimani Vilasat Saikate Mauktikanam. That Mahavishnu, Karana Udakashai Vishnu, he instructed. But when Vasudeva Maharaj picked up, it was the baby. And it is described, he put the child very beautifully in a basket and covered him with silk bedsheet. And lifted him up and looked at the child. And he completely forgot, this is God who instructed me. And as he lifted, it is described, Vasudeva Maharaj was thinking, how am I going to break the iron shackles and open up the doors and cross the Jamuna and go to Gokul Mahavan? How is this even going to happen? But he had faith. So he took the basket and placed it on his head. As soon as he placed the child, Krishna, on the basket, on the head, the iron shackle broke. It is described, Vasudeva Maharaj was kept like an animal by Kamsa. His legs were tied, his hands were tied. But as soon as he placed Krishna on top of his head, the iron shackles broke and cracked. And as it cracked, the acharyas explain, is it surprising? Is it surprising that the iron shackles cracked? The acharyas explain, by keeping the name of the Lord on the basket of our tongue, the iron shackles of karma are broken. What to speak of the iron shackles of the prison house? Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. By performing bhakti, the shackles of karma, vikarma, akarma, everything is broken. Narayana nama naro naranam prasiddha chaura kathita prithivyam aneka janmarjita papa sancharam harati ashesham shruti matrameva. Aha. The Puranas describe. Everyone please say, Na, Ra, Ya, Na, Narayana. Aha. Just this sound vibration. The Puranas describe, Narayana Nama Naro Naranam Prasiddha Chauraha. The greatest thief ever recorded by Vyasadeva is the name of Narayana. Why? Aneka janma arjita papa sanchayam harati ashesham shruti matrameva. The sins that we have collected over lifetimes and kept it in the go down of our heart, you just hear Narayana and they are stolen forever. So it is described, Vasudeva Maharaj carried Krishna, and as soon as he carried Krishna on the basket on his head, the iron shackles were cracked forever. Then it is described, as he walked, the doors opened one after another, 16 doors, one after another, iron doors opened up. Is that surprising? Well, it is not so surprising, because by calling out to Krishna and carrying Krishna with you, by carrying Bhagavatam with you, the doors of Vaikuntha are open. What to speak of the doors of Kamsa's jail? You just carry Bhagavatam with you. One sadhu was once explaining, when he came to America for the first time, he went to the airport. You know, in the airport, you have these doors which automatically open by sensor and they close back. Right? They are sensor detectors. So they are opening. As soon as you come close, they open and then they close back again. There's no opening in and opening out. So this sadhu did not know. He was thinking, he came close to those doors. He said, there's no handle. Should I push? Should I pull? How do I open these doors? Then he thought to himself, by carrying Krishna, Vasudeva Maharaj opened the doors of Kamsa. I am carrying Bhagavatam with me, let me just walk. And he walked and the doors opened. And then he realized how it worked. Initially he was amazed. He said, I was like Vasudeva carrying Krishna's Bhagavatam and this opened. And then one official, when he asked him, he said, well, it opens for everybody, even without the Bhagavatam. So Kamsa's doors opened. And then it is described, as he was taken out, there are many more details, but to the point, as Vasudeva Maharaj was carrying Krishna, it started to rain. Now our acharyas have given many reasons why it rained when Krishna was being carried. Karanena vina karyam na kadachana vidyate. Nothing happens without a reason. There's nothing called as coincidence. There's nothing called as instinct. Srila Prabhupada explains. Everything has a reason. So why did it rain? What were the reasons? So our acharyas, they have like rain showers poured down many reasons as to why it rained. Reason number one. The cloud thought. The cloud was thinking, how amazing! How amazing! Advaitam achyutam anadim anantarupam adhyam purana purusham navayauvanam cha. The cause of all causes. The creator of all creators. The source of all sources. The ultimate origin of everything. He came down. He could have picked any complexion. All glories to Krishna. He came in the complexion of the cloud family. Enjoy the clouds, Meghamala, the garland of clouds, which means his complexion is like a freshly formed monsoon rain cloud. How amazing. Can you imagine if Krishna appears in this world and appears exactly like how you look? Just think about it. If Krishna appears and his face looks exactly like your face. Little girls, just think if Srimati Radharani appeared and she looked just like you. And you stand next to Radharani in the mirror and it's like twins. The clouds were feeling like that. From head to toe, baby Krishna, because he was so small, he looked like a cloud. And from their height, they couldn't even see the features of his eyes and nose and ears. They just saw one cloud being carried by Vasudeva Maharaj. Another reason it is described. The clouds were thinking, Krishna has said in the Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachhati. Give me a leaf. The clouds thought, can we give leaves? Do we have leaves? Pushpam, flowers, phalam, fruits, toyam. But how much to give? That's also a question. Should we give little? Should we give little more? Then another verse of Gita came to their mind. Yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, yat juhoshi, dadasi yat. Whatever you give, tat kurushva mad arpanam. Krishna says, whatever you do, do it for me. And how much? Don't think how much. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. Give it completely to me. And the cloud, thinking like this, emptied his heart and poured down all that he has on Krishna. And this is the second reason why it rained on the night of Janmashtami. Reason number 3. The rain cloud thought, every Janmashtami festival must have Abhishek. Correct? Do you have Janmashtami festivals here in Nrsimha Giridhari temple? Yes. Is it ever there without Abhishek? No. Exactly. The girl is saying, no. In disbelief. Right? There must be Abhishek, right? The cloud thought that too. And the cloud said, there is Janmashtami, it is Ashtami and Janma has taken place, but where is the Abhishek? Now Krishna will be taken from one mother to another mother. And this mother, Devaki Rani, could not even give her breast milk. Krishna was taken before that. And once he goes there, Yashoda Rani will bathe him with her breast milk. But between the two mothers, the cloud thought, now is my time. And all that he had, he poured down for the Abhishek on the night of Janmashtami. And this is the third reason why it rained. Reason number 4. It is described, now this is little more scientific. Where does the cloud get the water from? From the ocean. And what is that cycle called? The water cycle, right? The water cycle. So water from the ocean goes into the cloud and the cloud pours it out. Agreed, everyone? So now the fourth reason is, it was not the cloud's water. It was the plan of the ocean. Why? Because the ocean thought, my daughter is Lakshmi. Because you know, in the churning of the milk ocean, who came out? Lakshmi Devi came out. Also another reason, in the deepest bed of the ocean, you find the oysters and the pearls, and that is Lakshmi. So it's like the father who's protecting her daughter. So ocean is the father and who is the daughter? Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi's husband is Krishna, because he is Lakshmi Kantam Kamala Nayanam. Everyone agrees? So what's the relation that Krishna has to the ocean? Krishna is the son-in-law and the ocean is the? Everyone agrees to this? As soon as Krishna appeared as the son-in-law, the father-in-law felt very happy. Somebody's son-in-law is making some directions. Please shift favorably so that more devotees can have space. Our Prabhuji is doing this service so that everyone is comfortable. Big Haribol to him. So it is described that Krishna is the son-in-law. Who is the father-in-law? Ocean. The ocean. So as soon as Krishna appeared, the son-in-law appeared, the father-in-law thought, in the future, he is going to marry my daughter. So it's not proper etiquette that I come and show my face immediately. There must be some etiquette. Because now he is with his father, so immediately the father-in-law should not go there. That's what the ocean was thinking. So he said, but at the same time, it's my duty to gift my son-in-law something. Because in the future, he is going to win the hand of my daughter. But what do I have after all? All that I have, oh dear cloud, our relation is very thick. I can't go to Krishna. Can you take my gift, please? Thinking like this, the ocean through the water cycle gave his gift to the cloud. And the cloud went over Krishna and poured down to Krishna saying, not me, nimitta matram bhavashavyachachi. I am only the instrument. It's actually the gift from your father-in-law. So Krishna blessed both the cloud and the ocean, saying, O cloud, because you are carrying this gift, Whenever people talk about my complexion, they will compare me to you, the cloud. But whenever people compare my nature, they will compare it to the ocean. Karuna Sindhu, Kripa Sindhu, right? Hey Krishna. So Krishna said, externally I am compared to the cloud, but oh dear father-in-law, whenever people talk about my nature, they will always remember you. Reason number 5. Ete chamsa kalapumsam krishnastu indrari vyakulam lokam mridayanti yuge yuge. Krishna appears millennium after millennium for what? To destroy the demons? Correct? He comes to destroy the demons. Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam. Jayatu Jayatu Krishna Vrishnivansha Pradipaha. Jayatu Jayatu Megha Shyamala Komalango. Jayatu Jayatu Prithvi Bhara Nasho Mukundaha. Prithvi Bhara Nashaha. Krishna comes to destroy the demons. But they are whose enemies? Indra's enemies. Indra Ari Vyakulam Lokam. So when someone is coming all the way for killing your enemies, shouldn't you be there to welcome him at least? So Indra came with his full department to welcome Krishna. That my Lord, Bhagavatam describes, you have come to destroy my enemies. Whatever is in my department, I offer it to you. Thinking like this, Indra offered the Meghamala and it profusely rained on the night of Janmashtami. Now, as you continue in Krishna Leela, you see many, many more examples of the rain. Krishna doesn't perform pastimes alone. Giridhari doesn't stand on the altar alone. Who is he standing with? Gandharvika, Radharani. Why is Radharani called Gandharvika? Radha, Damodara Preshtha, Radhika, Varshabhanavi, Samasta Ballavi Brinda, Dhamilotamsa Mallika, Krishna Priyavali Mukhya, Gandharva, Lalita Sakhi, Vishakha, Sakhya Sukhini, Haririd Bringa Manjari. Our Rupa Goswami Pad has said Gandharvika to be one of the 10 prominent names of Radharani. Gandharvika Radharani ki! Rupa Goswami describes Radharani is called Gandharvika because she sings like a Gandharva. When Radharani sings, Gandharvas take notes. There's the greatest Gandharva called Tumburu. What is his name? When Tumburu just puts on the Shruti Putti, the Tanpura, the box for the Shruti, he just switches it on in Indra's court and all other Gandharvas are already stunned just by the sound of the sa. Tumburu just adjusts himself and just starts with the starting note and all other Gandharvas are alert. Wow. But when Radharani starts her Tanpura, Tumburu takes all the Gandharvas and says, now it's time for being amazed. It is described Radharani is such a wonderful musician. She plays a veena. And the name of that veena is Madhumati. What is it called? Madhumati. Radharani is drowning in Krishna Prem. So if you're drowning in water, you need to be afloat. Agreed? If let's say we are drowning in water, we try to stay afloat by holding on to something or having a life jacket. So poets write, Radharani plays on a veena. Why? Because there are two supports there. There are two ends to a veena. So even when she is drowning in the ocean of Krishna Prem, she can hold on to that stick because it will not drown. She stays afloat in the ocean of Krishna Prem, tossed by the waves of rasa. Radharani sings so well. What to speak of Radharani's singing? Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has said, Krishna's flute is so mesmerizing that it attracts the whole world. But Radharani's ankle bells, they can eclipse the sound of Krishna's flute. Krishna's flute is so sweet, but when Radharani dances and the tinkling sound of the ankle bells of Radharani is so sweet that Krishna drops his flute and listens. Rupa Goswami Pad has said, "O Radharani, O Shri Krishna, you have given us 2 years. May I with one ear hear Krishna's flute and with another ear hear Radharani's ankle bells, and in this way observe a wonderful Jugalbandi of Radha and Krishna." Now can you imagine Radharani singing? She sings so well that the Gandharvas are stunned. You know why? Because in Sanskrit the word rag means collection of musical notes. Collection of musical notes. But at the same time the word rag means anurag, love for Krishna. So who has maximum rag? Radharani. So who is that musician who has maximum rag? Radharani. Other Gandharvas, they may sing from the throat, but Radharani's heart is singing. Therefore she is called Gandharvika. At the same time, when Radharani appeared, Vrishabhanu Maharaj would pray, "May my daughter grow up to be a Gandharva someday." Because you see, even if Krishna is appearing, Nanda and Yashoda are always thinking, he may be God for the whole world, but he's my child. So Radharani may be singing so well that the Gandharvas are taking notes, but for Vrishabhanu Maharaj, the father of Radharani, he is always praying to the sun god, "Please bless my daughter to be a Gandharva someday." Now the question is, what is the difference between Gandharva and Gandharvika? Oh, Radharani is Komala Swarupini. Komala Swarupini means very soft-hearted. So this ka syllable at the end means she who's very soft-hearted. So therefore you can see Radha, but you add the ka, becomes Radhika. Amba means mother, but when you say mother who's very soft-hearted, no longer Amba, but Ambika. Similarly, Gandharva is Radharani's name, who sings like a Gandharva, but she sings like a Gandharva and is very soft-hearted. Therefore, she is not just Gandharva, she is Gandharvika. When we serve Gandharvika Giridhari, it's wonderful to meditate on the meaning, mantra artha chintanam, nama artha chintanam of the deities that we worship in this temple. Correct? Acha. One more reason has been given why Radharani is called Gandharvika. Gandha means fragrance. Krishna says in the Gita, Punyo Gandha Prathivyamcha, I am the fragrance of Mother Earth. Everyone has read this section in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, I am the fragrance of Mother Earth. Yes or yes? Yes. Because no is not an option at all. Krishna says, I am the fragrance of Mother Earth. But how did Mother Earth get that fragrance? It is described by the touch of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Radharani's lotus feet is so fragrant that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written, "O Radharani, when will that day be mine? As I am massaging your lotus feet, the fragrance of your lotus feet attracts my nostril to such an extent that I am massaging and smelling at the same time. So much so that param padam bhushana bhushanangam. Yanmarte Leela. Bhagvatam describes that the ornaments of Radha and Krishna don't ornament them. Like when we put an earring or a necklace or a bracelet, it makes us look good. But it is described when Radha Krishna put on ornaments, the ornaments look good. Similarly, when they put on flowers and garlands, it's not that they become fragrant. The flowers and the garlands become fragrant by the bodily aroma of Radha and Krishna. Rupa and Raghunath Das Goswami, they pray, when oh when will we smell the fragrance of the body of Radha and Krishna and then realize, oh, they have gone this way. Because on the way, some flower may be fallen from the garland. So by smelling, you know whether it has touched the body of Radha Krishna or no. Because it carries their fragrance. Because Radharani's lotus feet touches Mother Earth has become so fragrant by the touch of Radha's lotus feet, and therefore Krishna indirectly in the Gita he can directly say to Arjun on the battlefield. So he says, oh Arjun, I am the fragrance of Mother Earth. Because even on the battlefield he's remembering Srimati Radharani. Srimati Gandharvika Radharani ki. So now, why are we saying all this? Because back to the rain cloud. When our Gandharvika Radharani, she looks at the rain cloud, she remembers Sri Krishna. When Radharani cannot see Krishna and she's in separation from Krishna, she looks at the rain cloud and she remembers Shyama Sundar. Does that happen to you as well? When you see your child's school bag, or you see your child's small footwear, or you see your child's toys, and the child is not around, but just the toys or the clothes, and you remember your child because the child wears those clothes and plays with those toys and walks with those shoes. Does it happen to us? Radharani has so much affection for Krishna just because the rain cloud is the same complexion as Shyama Sundar. By looking at the rain cloud, she keeps looking there like a painted picture as if she's looking at Krishna. So next time it rains here in Bangalore, what will you remember first? Krishna. You will remember Krishna's appearance. And you will remember the reasons why it rained on the night of Janmashtami. Then after that, what will you remember? You will remember that Srimati Radharani looks at the same rain cloud and remembers Krishna. Not just the rain cloud actually. It is described, anything black reminds Radharani of Krishna. When she sees the blue lotuses, she remembers Krishna. When she sees the dark black tamal trees of Vrindavan, she remembers Krishna. When she sees the dark waves of the Yamuna, she remembers Krishna. She also remembers Krishna seeing Yamuna because Yamuna's name is Krishna. In the Dirgha Akar at the end. Not Krishna, but Krishna. Our Lord is called Krishna. Although in the Kirtan we say Hare Krishna, which is fine because you're calling out to the Lord anyway. The Lord knows that. It's between you and Krishna. But Krishna with the Dirgha Akar at the end is Yamuna. So when Radharani is looking at Yamuna, she remembers that Yamuna is Krishna with a dark complexion. And Radharani faints. Now you will say, but Yamuna is a very big flow of river. What if something very small, which is black, does that also remind Radharani? Yes, it reminds Radharani of Krishna. Like the black bumblebee. Like a black snake. Like a golden deer. Now you will say, golden deer? Yeah, because a golden deer in Sanskrit is called Krishnasar. So when Radharani looks at the golden deer, she says, there is a Krishnasar. Krishnasar. And as soon as she says Krishna, it's so difficult to say Sar because she's so absorbed just saying Krishna. And it's so interesting, the deer represents Radharani's heart. Why? Because the deer is completely golden like Radharani and has black spots representing Shyama Sundar. Similarly, Radharani loves the night more than the day because at night everything is black. Similarly, Radharani loves the winter more than the summer. Why? Because in winter the sun sets quickly and the nights are longer, which means it's more blackishness around. At the same time, in the waxing and the waning of the moon, when the moon increases in size, it's called Shukla Paksha. But when it reduces in size, it is called as Krishna Paksha. So between the two Pakshas, which Paksha does she like the most? How amazing. The word Krishna Paksha means dark fortnight. But in Sanskrit, the word Paksha also means side. Is Pakshme ki us Pakshme? Swa Paksha, Vi Paksha. So Radharani is asked, whose group are you in? And she says, Krishna Paksha. The group of Krishna. Not just that. She wears a blue sari because the dark color of the blue sari reminds her of the complexion of Shyamasundar. Not just that. She wears a necklace of blue sapphire touchstones. It is called Indranilamani because it represents the complexion of Krishna. Indranilamani manjula varna pulla nipa kusumanjita karna. What comes after? Sundaro jayati kunja vihari. Big Hari ball for all these kids. So the point is, when Radharani sees the rain cloud and when it rains, whom does she remember? Krishna. When Krishna came in the mood of Radharani in this world as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would see the rain cloud in the mood and the vision of Radha, Gandharvika Radharani. And what would Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu see there? Krishna. In the mood of Radharani, he would see the cloud to be Krishna. And he would say, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. And his calling used to be so intense, so loud that it would rain, as if Krishna is reciprocating to Radharani's mood in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it would start to rain. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. When Tansen could sing Rag Megh Malhar and agitate the clouds, Tansen's guru was Swami Haridas, who worshipped Bankya Bihari, and that same Bankya Bihari is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when he sings, why wouldn't it rain? Actually, in Chaitanya Leela, there is a story where he sings and it rains. Krishna has a very dear friend called Uddhav. Very dear friend, Uddhava. Cousin, that's right. Dear brother. And Uddhav went to Vrindavan and he instructed the gopis to meditate. He is telling the gopis, why are you crying so much? Just remember Krishna. The gopis are saying, this is why we are crying. Because we are remembering him. Now this answer went over Uddhava's head because he had never studied this in Brihaspati's University of Higher Education. Because Brihaspati had taught him, Isha Vasem Idam Sarvam, that the whole world belongs to Hari. He is so near yet so far. He is inside of everything, outside of everything. Wherever you go, he is there. What am I actually doing? I am doing the English translation of Narsingarati. Ito Narsimha, Parato Narsimha, Yato Yato Yami, Tatho Narsimha, Bahi Narsimha, Ridaye Narsimha, Narsimham Adim Sharanam Prapadye. Because Narsingadev is there, Narsingarti English translation came out. You can see very beautifully. Uddhava went and preached to the gopis. He thought they are crying, so the solution should be Maya Asakta Mana Partha, remember me. He started telling them again and again, try to think of Krishna. Then the gopis said, to think you need the mind. Uddhava said, yes. The gopis said, when Krishna left, our minds went with him. Now with which mind will we think? We are living like bodies without the head. Our life has become like Ketu. Body without the head. How can we remember now? How do we remember Krishna? We cannot. Now Uddhava was not able to understand this. Uddhava started telling the gopis, when people cry in this world in dukkha, they remember Krishna and they become sukhi. The gopis said, there is a level called mamata, material attachment. You're crying in distress. Then you remember Krishna. Then from mamata you come to samata, where you are happy, detached in this world. But after samata comes another level called mamata, attachment to God. There you cry not because of suffering of this world, but there you cry because of separation from the Lord. So, hey Uddhav, materially remembering Krishna will keep you happy. But on the path of love, we are trying to forget Him. You are teaching us how to remember, but we are trying how to forget Him. Now please remember, if you preach something to someone who is more advanced than you, then there will be some reaction. If we try to instruct someone who is spiritually superior, thinking that we are very intelligent, then what will happen? Like a boomerang, it will come back at us. So Uddhav offered obeisances and begged forgiveness. But then Krishna, when he came back, Krishna said, what is the instruction that you gave to the gopis? Meditate. Now as Prayashchitta, you one whole life you have to meditate. How? When Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Uddhav reincarnated as Sri Paramananda Puri. And Sri Paramananda Puri's main anga of bhakti was smaranam. Only remembrance. For hours, days, weeks, months together, he would sit and just meditate and remember Krishna. That was his anga of bhakti. Why? Because he's Uddhav. And the smaranam boomerang came back. Now, Paramananda Puri Pad is so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So dear. Because Uddhav is very dear to Krishna. Radha and Krishna both. He's dear to Krishna because he went to Radharani. And he's dear to Radharani because he took her message to Krishna. So Uddhav is dear to Radha and Krishna. So when Radha and Krishna came together as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Uddhav became Paramananda Puri and very dear to Mahaprabhu. And this Paramananda Puri is the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered Paramananda Puri to be his guru. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went in Jagannath Puri, the famous well of Paramananda Puri, Paramananda Puri said, my well has dried up completely. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't worry, I will do loud kirtan. And Mahaprabhu, with Swarup Damodar and so many wonderful associates in Jagannath Puri, they loudly called out and did kirtan to please Jagannath Dev. And what happened? Mahaprabhu prayed, may the Ganga flow through your well, Paramananda. And as Mahaprabhu did kirtan, it started to profusely rain. And the Ganga water came all the way from the flow of the Ganga through the well. And the well was overflooded. And all the devotees were drinking from the well of Paramananda Puri. And Mahaprabhu said, anyone who drinks the Ganga water from the well of Paramananda Puri will be benedicted with love of Godhead. So when you see the rain cloud, what is the first meditation that we learned today? What will you remember first when you see the rain cloud? Krishna's appearance. What's the second meditation when you see the rain cloud? Radharani remembering Krishna through the rain cloud. What's the third meditation that will come in our heart? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu singing and causing rain and the flooding of the well of Paramananda Puri, who is the incarnation of Uddhava. However, fourth meditation. The associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are so wonderful. Brahmanda tarita shakti dhare jane jane. Every associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has the power to deliver the whole world. Gaurangera Shangigane Nitta Siddha Bali Mane. Narottam Das Thakur says every associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So first we spoke about Giridhari's appearance, then we spoke about Gandharvika, and now our discussion is about Gaurhari. Gandharvika, Giridhari and Gaurahari. Every associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so empowered that they can look at anything and remember Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a devotee associate by the name Mukunda Sarkar. He was an associate in a place called Srikhanda. Now in Srikhanda, Sri Mukunda Sarkar, he worked as a physician, a doctor. One fine day, the king was ill. He was a Muslim doctor, the Muslim king, Mughal king. And he loved this physician, Mukunda Sarkar. Now Mukunda was a very advanced devotee, very beautiful devotee. He came to the kingdom, into the palace, and he would check the nadi, the pulse of the king, and to see how his health is. So he climbed up the stairs. The king was sitting very up, like, the Vikramaditya style. The steps are going up and there's a big throne, golden throne. So Mukunda Sarkar, he climbed up all those stairs and went up to the throne. And he touched the pulse of the king. He touched the pulse and he looked up on the face of the king. And next to the king was a very dear servant of the king, fanning the king with a peacock feather fan. A charmer, but not the white whisk one, the one with the peacock feathers. And as Mukunda Sarkar touched the pulse of the king and looked at the face and looked next to the face and looked at the servant holding the peacock feather fan, fanning the king, Mukunda Sarkar touched the pulse and he fell ill with the illness of ecstatic love for Krishna. He fell down, tumbling down those stairs with froth in his mouth, tears from his eyes, complete horripilation and hair standing on end. But he didn't say the word Krishna. He hid it. Because the nature of a devotee never shows off how big he is, how big a devotee is. He's always trying to be humble. So Mukunda is such a great devotee. He's exploding with bhakti. But he fell down. And the king, who was actually the patient, now came down the stairs as if he was the doctor. And he touched the pulse of Mukunda and asked Mukunda what happened. The king didn't know what to do. So he knew Mukunda was a devotee of Krishna. So he came close to Mukunda and said, Krishna, Krishna. The Mughal king. As soon as he said that, Mukunda, who was actually trembling and horripilating, he found complete peace. And he opened his eyes. And the Mughal king, who was a very great devotee of Allah, he did namaz 5 times a day. He was a great devotee. He looked at Mukunda and he said, what happened? Mukunda said, epilepsy. I get seizures. What to do? This is one out of many problems that I have. The Mughal king said, wrong! This is ecstatic love for Allah. This is love for God. And Mukunda was very shy. The king said, but I don't know what caused it. The servant up there, he said, the peacock feather fan. Just by the peacock feather fan, Mukunda remembered the Lord who wears a peacock feather on his head. We see Krishna on the altar and still continue to think of other things. That is the nature of our absorption. And Mukunda Sarkar sees a peacock feather fan and remembers the Lord who wears a peacock feather. Then what to speak of Madhavendra Puri, the guru of Ishwara Puri, who's the guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It is described, Madhavendra Puri would look at the rain cloud and fall down, Krishna! Just looking at the rain cloud, he would call out to Krishna, remembering Krishna. And for 3 days, Madhavendra Puri would be frothing from his mouth, completely unconscious, just saying, Krishna, 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 crying, just looking at a rain cloud. How much love? Can you imagine a mother who has somehow lost her child in a big gathering? And from a distance, she sees a child of the same height and looks from behind as her child, and she goes running and molts the child. And then realizes it is not her child. What happens to the mother's heart? All the mothers here. How much anguish, how much grief, how much pain. That was the heart of Madhavendra Puri, who was searching out for Krishna. And because the cloud looked very close to Krishna, he called out and then realized it is not Krishna, and he fell down unconscious. How amazing. How closely connected is rain shower to the Gaudiya Parampara. During the monsoon season, Radha and Krishna love the monsoon season. Why? Because when it rains, visibility is lost. All the drivers of the cars, do you agree to this? During the summer season, it's clear. So Jatila and Kutila, Radharani's mother-in-law and sister-in-law, they can very clearly see at a distance. Is that Krishna? Is that Radharani? Oh yes, that is Radharani. But when it rains, this visibility gone down 100%. And anyway, Jatila is an old woman. So she's trying to see from the window. She can't see. And it's raining profusely. So she can't see where Radharani is and where Krishna is. So monsoon season is very nice in Vrindavan. At the same time, Jatila many times and Kutila, they try to keep Radharani home. And when Radharani goes out to sing and dance in the Rasa Leela, when she comes back, the ankle bells sound wakes Jatila up. But imagine when it's raining profusely, the raindrops are showering on top of the roof of Jatila's Haveli, the palace. And because it's raining so profusely and it's hitting the roof with so much intensity, Jatila can't hear the ankle bells of Radharani when she comes home. So the monsoon season is so wonderful. So many wonderful meditations. When I was coming in the car, I was thinking this should be a beautiful topic because we got delayed by the rain. So let's offer our complete gratitude to this rain. Either you can blame, complain, criticize, and get sad, or you can just be happy that the rain started showering and the cloud wanted us to discuss his presence in Krishna Leela. Sometimes in the monsoon season it is described, Krishna is kept home by Yashoda Rani. Don't go outside, Lala, you will get wet. This will start. And then Krishna, it is not good, your health comes down. So Mother Yashoda keeps Krishna at home. This is the monsoon season, and now we're discussing from Krishna's side. So what does Krishna do? Krishna has a very sweet parrot. His name is Vichakshana. What is his name? Vichakshana. Now this Vichakshana is a very interesting person. He carries the messages of Krishna and Radharani back and forth. Very beautiful parrot. Very wonderful parrot. What is his name? And again? And again? Vichakshana parrot ki? When in the monsoon season, Jatila keeps Radharani home and Yashoda Rani keeps Krishna home and they can't meet and it's raining, Krishna sends messages to Radharani through Vichakshana. Now Vichakshana is a very interesting parrot. When he lands on Krishna's forefinger, he turns completely golden. Why? Reminding Krishna, I am not taking message to anyone except the golden, wonderful daughter of Brushabhanu and Kirtida Devi. And Krishna is telling Vichakshana, yes, I am sending message only to Radharani, don't worry. Giridhari is sending message to Gandharvika. Now this Vichakshana, he is so expert. He can carry messages, he can memorize messages, he can repeat them as it is, and sometimes Krishna will just give hints, code words, and Vichakshana can elaborate on his own and he knows what to say. Therefore, dear devotees, even when Krishna had to give a message to all of us through the Bhagavatam, he sent a parrot called Shukadev Goswami. Krishna sends messages through parrots. Therefore, Shukha Mukhad Amrita Drava Samyutam. Bhagavatam is a written message from Krishna through the parrot called Shuka. So Vichakshana is so wonderful. He is golden on Krishna's hand. He carries messages. He announces details. He is also a very good mimicry artist. You know what mimicry is? To mimic somebody's voice. Vichakshana can speak in the same voice as Krishna. So he goes close to Radharani and not just drop a message. Sometimes Radharani says, why don't you read it in Krishna's voice? And Vichakshana reads the whole letter because he is memorized as Krishna's writing it. And he says it in Krishna's voice, giving Radharani the feel that Krishna is sitting next to her and actually speaking his own message. All this happens during the monsoon season. Not just that. Now you will say, well, this parrot, if he's golden, when he's flying, everyone will know this is Vichakshana. So Vichakshana is very interesting. He is golden when he touches the forefinger of Shyamasundar. But when he flies, he mixes with all parrots and becomes green. And when he comes to Radharani, the whole of Vichakshana becomes red. Why? Because Radharani wants to know whether this is a letter of love. And with the color of transcendental Madhurya Rasa, the whole parrot turns red. To tell Radharani, message from Krishna. Can you imagine? Have you ever thought we are worshipping Gandharvika Giridhari on the altar, but what happens between them? They are sending so many messages. All this happens during the monsoon season. Turning from golden to green and green to red. Another meditation on the monsoon season. Ready? In Vrindavan, there is a place called Chhatravan. Chhatravan. Now in the present generation, it's called Chatgram. That's called the Apabhramsha, which means the distortion of the original name. The village is called Chhatragram, Chhatravan in Vrindavan. It's called one of the smaller forests. It's a Upavan, smaller forest. Now why is it called Chhatravan? Because that is the village where Krishna was coronated as the king of Braj. And the king always has an umbrella above him. Agreed? So that place where Krishna was coronated as the king of Vrindavan is called Chhatravan, the forest of coronation. But there is another place in Vrindavan. It's called Umrao. What is it called? Umrao. What is it called? Umrao. What is it called? Umrao. That is also an apabhramsh, which means change of name, distortion. The original name of Umrao Gaon is Unmada Radha. What is it called? Unmada Radha means that place where Radha became intoxicated. Why? Because she was coronated as the queen of Vrindavan. So Chhatravan is famous because Krishna was coronated as the queen, correct? King. Umrao is the forest, the village where Radharani was coronated as the Queen. Chhatravan, where Krishna was coronated as the King. Umrao, where Radharani was coronated as the Queen. Now, even till the present generation, there is a superstition. Now, this is where the connection of the rain is. The farmers in Vrindavan, even now, they wait for the first rains. And if the first rains pour in Chhatravan, all the farmers think, oh, this year we will have bad crops. Because it has fallen in the place where Krishna became the king. And Krishna is very naughty, he will take away all the crops, which means this year we will not have good crops. But if the first monsoon rains are in Umrao, all the farmers have a big feast. Shrimati Radharani ki! They say, oh, if the first rains have fallen in Umrao, which means we're going to have beautiful crops this year. Because Radharani was coronated as the queen and she's very kind and merciful. She will give us many crops this year. This is a monsoon superstition between Radha and Krishna's coronation village, even in the present generation, in the land of Vrindavan. So wonderful. One more meditation on the rain. For that, we have to chant a verse. Ready? Yes. Really ready? Yes. Absolutely ready? Yes. Let's chant. Dhare dhara dhara dharam dhara dhara dhura rudhi धीर धी आर राधा धी रोधम राधा धुरंधरम. There were only two syllables that we all sang. Ra and Dha. With these two syllables, Rupa Goswami wrote a whole verse. Can you imagine? Now we can also write something with two syllables, right? The only difference is it will not make any sense. We can just say dharam dharam dharadri dhru dhru dhru. That's also a verse, but it has no meaning. Rupa Goswami will be like, what does that mean? And we're like, I don't know. But when Rupa Goswami composes it with these two syllables, Radha, he has written this whole verse in Anushtup Chanda, glorifying a pastime of the monsoon rain, the Giriraj Govardhan Leela. On the altar, our Krishna is called Giridhari is saying, you described Gandharvika so detailed. I am also waiting. Yes, my Lord, we are coming. Rupa Goswami says, Dhare dhara dhara dharam. Dhare means on the surface of the earth. Dhare dhara dhara dharam. What did Krishna do? On the surface of the earth, he lifted that which touches the earth. What is that mountain? Dhara dhara dharam. He held that mountain which touches the earth. Dhare dhara dhara dharam. Acha, why did he lift that mountain? Dhara dhara. There was shower of rain continuously. Dhara dhara. And everyone in Vrindavan were without a shelter. So therefore, when it profusely rained, standing on the earth, Krishna lifted that mountain which was touching the earth. Agreed? And this rain was profuse. So nobody could focus at that time. Everyone is running except one Radharani. Dheeradhi. She was very intelligent, Rupa Goswami writes. What was she doing at that time? Dheeradhi ara radhadhi. She was worshipping. Very intelligently, with her eyes, she was worshipping. Dheeradhi ara radhadhi. She was worshipping whom? Dhurandharam, the hero. What was he doing? Rodham, blocking the cloud. And what was the name of the worshipper? Radha. Rodham, Radha, Dhurandharam. That Can you imagine the whole Govardhan Leela? Even to explain it in Hindi or English, we all find it difficult, yes? Somebody asked us what happened in Govardhan Leela. It rained, he lifted. It rained. And if you're a book distributor, then you will say, it rained and he lifted, and for more information, take this book. But can you imagine explaining Govardhan Leela in Sanskrit? Not through prose, but through poetry. And that too in the shortest way possible by one verse. And that too using only 2 syllables. And that too those 2 syllables of that Radharani whom you worship. This is Rupa Goswami. Dhare dhara dhara dharam dhara dhara dhurarudhi dhira dhi ara radha dhi rodham radha dhurandharam. It's starting to rumble again. The clouds are like, we were quiet in Gaura Leela, but now when Giriraj Govardhan Leela is starting, I hope it's not some Vartaka. The clouds of devastation. We all know the Govardhan Leela, but to see it in a different angle. It is described by one Brajbasi poet in a song. He writes, Govardhan is very dear to Radharani's heart. Very, very dear. Giri Nripa Haridasa Shreni Varyeti Nama Amritam Idam Uditam Shri Radhika Vaktra Chandrat. That Giriraj Govardhan is so dear to Radharani's heart that Radharani herself said, "O Govardhan, you are the tilak of Braj. And I give you the name Hari Dasa Varya, the best among the servants of Hari." So that's how dear Govardhan is to the heart of Radharani. The Garga Samhita describes, please everyone chant, Manasa Prakrite Jatu Giri Govardhano Mahan. That Giriraj Govardhan came from the heart of Radharani, according to Shastra. So, Giriraj Govardhan is on whose side? One Brajbasi poet in his writing, he writes in Braj Bhasha, and it's documented in the Vrindavan Research Institute. He writes, Krishna once went to a Sakhi called Chandravali. What's her name? Chandravali. Now Chandravali is Radharani's competitor. Is it proper? Right. Do you think Govardhan will tolerate this? So it so happened that Krishna went to Chandravali. He didn't go. He was on his way to go, but the way to go to Chandravali Sakhi Sthali is you have to cross through Govardhan. So as Krishna walked through Govardhan to go to Sakhi Sthali, Govardhan held Krishna's footprints in that direction. So that when Radharani comes, I can show Radharani in which direction Krishna's footprints went. Krishna walked through Govardhan and was going in the direction of Sakhi Sthali, and he remembered, wait a minute, he came back and he saw all his footprints. And he told Govardhan, can you erase all this? Govardhan said, no sir. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Do I want to do it? The answer is no. I want to keep it on my body as a sign when Radharani comes, I just want to tell her the truth. Krishna said, no, please erase it. I cancel Sakhi Sthali, I am not going. Govardhan said, it is not about the action, it is about the intention. In the mind, if you offer flower to Krishna, do you get the benefit? Kumana sumanastvam hi yati yasya padabjayoho sumana arpana matrena tam chaitanyam prabhum bhaje. Just by offering one flower in the mind, some stuti in the mind, considered as bhakti. Remember the story of the South Indian Brahmana who dipped his finger into the hot sweet rice? What happened to his finger? Burnt. And where was that sweet rice? In the mind. He made kheer, sweet rice. I won't say kheer in South India, payasam. When I'm in Vrindavan, I say kheer. If I say payasam, they're like, where is payasam? You say rabdi, we will understand. But in South India, if we say kheer, it's like, what is that? Payasam, payasam, yeah. Very tasty. Some are even doing. Prabhuji, first of all, you come late. Then you speak past our prasadam time. Then in the class, you give examples like payasam. Huh? So in the mind, if service is offered, what happens? Krishna accepts it, yes or yes? So Krishna is saying, now erase all this. Govardhan said, no sir, I am going to hold it. Krishna said, I didn't go. Govardhan said, well, I saw you. It's not about the action, it is about the intention. Krishna said, now I don't know what to do. Indra, I need help. Indra said, my lord, you appear to kill my demons. Tell me what I can do for you. Krishna said, I will lift Giriraj Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights, pour as much water as possible and clear off all this. How amazing! How amazing! Eka padartheshu tridha bhavati vikshitai. Which means every leela is perceived by different acharyas in different ways. Another acharya writes, what is Govardhan Leela? He says, in the pangs of separation, Viraha Rasa. He says, Govardhan came from the heart of Radharani. Agreed? Yes. He says, when Krishna went to Mathura and left Vrindavan, Radharani's tears became the rain. And her eyes were like the Samvartaka clouds. Just like the Samvartaka clouds were pouring continuously, the eyes of Srimati Radharani were pouring rain shower in the form of tears continuously. And just like in the Govardhan Leela, it fell on Govardhan. When Radharani cried, it fell on her heart, which is Govardhan. And Krishna in Mathura realized that when I am in separation, this is what happens. Therefore, even before leaving, he lifted Govardhan to tell Radharani, once I am gone, and the cloud-like eyes of yours pour the rain-like tears, and it falls on the Govardhan of your heart, don't worry, I am holding up your heart's emotions and standing in highest priority. Oh Srimati Radharani, your feelings of separation are even above my head. I am showing the whole world for all times to come. Ye me bhakta jana partha, na me bhaktascha te jana, mad bhaktanam cha ye bhakta, te me bhakta tamo mataha. Those who say I am the servant of Krishna, Krishna says I am not accepting them. But those who say I am actually the servant of the servants, like Srimati Radharani of Krishna, Krishna says they are actually my servants. So therefore Krishna is lifting Govardhan to show everyone, devotees hold my feet, but I am holding the feet of Govardhan, who is actually carrying the emotions of the greatest devotee Radharani. This is Govardhan Leela. So why is Krishna Giridhari? Why is he holding the Giri? Reason number one, he is holding so that Indra can wash off his footprints. Reason number two, he is holding to show that this Giri is Radharani's emotions and I am holding it on the highest pedestal of respect. Now reason number three, why he is holding Govardhan up there. Govardhan Leela, right? Giridhari, Dham. So this Katha must come out. Now the connection with the monsoon rain. There was a very great devotee by the name Narayan Bhatta Goswami. What was his name? He was the incarnation of Narada Muni. And he is the one who installed the deity of Lalita Sakhi in Uchagaon. So he has written a book where he describes there was a very great Brahmana. There was a very great Is everyone in the story? Should I end? Are you sure? I can't hear you. Can we chant one Hare Krishna Mahamantra together? So he writes, there was a very great Brahmana. This Brahmana, all his life he fasted. He didn't drink water, he didn't eat anything all his life, and he was a very great, austere Brahmana. When Vishnu appeared before him, he asked the Brahmana, what do you want? The Brahmana said, make me a hill in Vrindavan. Vishnu said, I was going to make you my associate in Vaikuntha. You're asking to become a hill in Vrindavan? The Brahmana said, I don't want to leave Vrindavan. Please make me even a hill, a stone, a mountain in Vrindavan. Vishnu said, I reside in Vrindavan in the form of a mountain called Govardhan. O Brahmana, I will make you that mountain. That Brahmana's name, when he was austere, his name was Govardhan. Next life he incarnated as that mountain. And nobody in Vrindavan knew about it. So with time, this mountain was covered with trees and stone, and no Brajbasi knew, they just walked past. But when Krishna appeared, he knew that this in his past life was a poor Brahmana, was Govardhan. And who is Krishna? Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagad Hitaya Krishnaya. So Krishna loves the devotees who are Brahmanical. So whole of Vrindavan forgot this Brahmana mountain, but Krishna remembered. Krishna said, when my devotees hide, I bring them out in the public. When my devotees try to come out in public, I put them behind and make them hide. But when my devotees who are truly qualified hide, I put them out. So what did Krishna do? He lifted this Brahmana in the form of Govardhan hill. And what was the Brahmana doing in his past life? He didn't eat anything. So Krishna told Nanda Maharaj, feed this mountain. Perform Annakut. Perform Annakut and feed this mountain, Brahmana. And then Krishna realized, this Brahmana also did not drink water. Krishna told Indra, pour rain and feed him water for 7 days. Giridhari Krishna Bhagavan ki! So when you see the monsoon rain, remember, Govardhan Brahmana is being fed. Dear devotees, when Krishna would walk from forest to forest, Drishtva tape vrajapashun saharama gopai sancharayantam anuvenu mudirayantam prema pravriddha udita kusumavali bhi sakhyu vyadhatsva vapushambuda atapatram. It is described when Krishna walked from forest to forest with Balaram and with his friends and with his cows and with his calves. It used to be very hot. It used to be very hot. And when it is hot, what happens? We sweat. So when it was very hot and Krishna would walk from forest to forest, Krishna would sweat. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 21, Text 16 explains, the clouds thought. They spoke to one another. Are all the clouds here ready to speak? Let's loudly roar. Haribo! Just wanted to see if all the clouds are awake. So Bhagavatam describes seeing Krishna sweating and walking from forest to forest. Drishtva, seeing this. What happened to the clouds? Sancharayantam anuvena mudirayantam. The clouds spoke to one another. Let's join hands. Which means if the clouds start to join hands, what happens? It starts becoming gloomy. Let's block the sun. So the clouds held hands. Why? Because in the International Cloud Conference, it was discussed, if the cloud family doesn't help the clouds, who else will? Who is the cloud? And Balaram. If Krishna is the monsoon cloud, Balaram is the spring cloud. Balaram is the white cloud. Krishna is the dark cloud. And both clouds are on the ground walking with other friends. So the cloud family is thinking, if we don't help the clouds, who else will? So they held hands and became very gloomy. And they blocked the sun. Now it became comfortable, but Krishna was still sweating. So now the clouds felt, we have created an umbrella. But when the king walks, two things happen. There's umbrella, but there's also shower of flowers. So the cloud said, we have created the canopy of the umbrella to protect Krishna from the heat, but what about the flowers? And what flowers we can offer? Raindrops. And not like this. Drizzling, misty raindrops. And Bhagavatam describes as the misty raindrops fell on the lotus of Krishna's face, it was like dewdrops. And they were replacing the sweat drops. And they were cooling Krishna. They were like flower petals. And that was like the canopy of the umbrella. This is another meditation of the cloud and the rain in Krishna Leela. Please tell me, if not for Srila Prabhupada, who would have taught us all this? So who is Srila Prabhupada? Guru. And who is Guru? Rain cloud. Samsara dava nalali dhaloka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam samsara. Praptasya kalyana gunanavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Govinda Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Govinda Damodar Madhaveti Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. In this verse that we chant, it is described that Guru is like a rain cloud. And this is the final meditation for today. This world is like a forest. Please repeat, this world is like a forest. So if this world is like a forest, the pain that we have, the distress that we have, the anguish that we have, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, matsarya, adi daivik, adi bhautik, adhyatmik klesha, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, all of this which is burning in this forest of this world is like a forest fire. Very wonderful. Can you extinguish a forest fire with Tap water? Oh, that's why we kept this bottled water, huh? I'm using this to extinguish the forest fire inside. Can we extinguish the forest fire with tap water? Bucket? No? Sure? Bucket we can, right? Big bucket? Okay. Pipe? Ocean water? That's the point. That is the point. Everyone, please. Ocean water can extinguish the forest fire, but we can't bring it. The point is, this world is like a forest. The problems in this forest-like world is like a forest fire. We are burning. The heart is burning. Closer to prasadam time, stomach is burning. Correct? Sit too much in yajna, the eyes are burning. You do loud kirtan, throat is burning. Somebody comes and disagrees to you, the head is burning. Sometimes it is described. Somebody who gets very angry, poetically they are called a matchstick. Because its head is on fire. So when we are burning in so many distress-like fires in this world, Krishna is the ocean, Karuna Sindhu, but we cannot access him. Therefore, that ocean, like in the start of the class, has to, through water cycle, give its Karuna water, mercy water, to the cloud which is Guru. And this cloud comes all the way over the forest fire and pours down rain in the form of Hari Katha and Hari Kirtan. And it's quite interesting. Can you call the cloud and say, please come? The cloud comes on his own accord. The person who is burning in the forest fire doesn't have any option, can't run away, can't extinguish the fire. But out of kindness, the ocean sends his mercy water. That is, Krishna is sending his mercy water through the cloud which is Guru, and Guru mercifully comes over our lives and through not drops but showers and torrents of Hari Katha and Hari Kirtan makes us so happy, and all our forest fire like problems are gone, and we feel so grateful. We attempt to come out of this forest fire as it has been extinguished, and we want to thank the cloud. But before we realize, the cloud has offered its water and gone away forever, never to return ever again. Gurudev comes in our life, showers rain, and before we realize his position and significance, he has selflessly given his water and left forever to go to another forest fire like universe to shower more water and deliver more souls there. So therefore, just like Krishna, he appeared, it rained. Radharani, in her meditations, she sees Krishna. The monsoon showers bring Radha and Krishna together. Mahaprabhu's meditation in Paramananda Puri as well. So many wonderful meditations of Madhavendra Puri's ecstatic symptoms. Giriraj Govardhan Leela. The clouds protecting Krishna from the heat. And what to speak of Guru Tattva, who opens all of this. This is why in the first verse of Guru Vashtakam, we sing Samsara. Samsara means this world. Davanala. Samsara Dava Nala. Davanala means forest fire. Leadha Loka. Those who are burning in the forest fire of this world. Tranaya, to uplift them. Karunya, out of mercy. Ghana Ghanatvam. Guru comes as the cloud. But where does he get its water from? Praptasya, Kalyana Guna. He has got the Kalyana Guna from Arnavasya, from the ocean, that is Krishna. To that rain cloud, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Vande Guru Shri Gaur Premanande. In this way, let us thank Indra for giving us a wonderful topic today. I really want to thank each one of you for kindly present, from the senior most as far as age and advancement, to all our wonderful little family here, to my parents, to the management of the temple, to the wonderful Vaishnav who drove us here. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Varada Krishna Prabhu. I know I'm missing his association. Prabhuji sent me a message. He wouldn't be able to be here, but I am passing on my obeisances to Varada Krishna Prabhu through all of you. Vancha kalpataru. And finally, let us bow down to Srila Prabhupada out of gratitude for giving us a spectrum, a rain shower of cloud-like topics. Srila Prabhupada ki Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Shriman Mahaprabhu ki. Prabhu, thank you very much. Today we not only had Janmashtami, Radhashtami, Govardhan Leela and an advanced Gaur Purnima. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. From the bottom of our heart, please accept our thanks on behalf of our Yatra leader, Varada Krishna Prabhu, and all the senior Vaishnavas. We would like to thank you very much. And can we say Gauranga 3 times? Gauranga! 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 I know you are all very satisfied and you don't need the dinner prasadam. Am I right? Yes, they all are dwell in the nectar pastimes of Krishna, but don't worry, prasadam is organized. Okay? So,
should we have about 5 minutes kirtan before?
Of course, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Can we just have a small minute of silence? While I just wanted to thank all of you for being so kind and receiving us, even though we were late. But there's one person in this entire assembly whom I want to single out and pour my thanks, because this person has seen me as a single. He has attended our wedding and he has also seen us grow in both professional and spiritual life. And that person was sitting there at the back for a very long time. He's 80 years old now and he left about half an hour back. So please put your hands together for Mr. Kannan, who was present here, because he's a very I have to be fair to say that my spiritual life started in his cabin way back in 1988. When in his cabin, I've seen, as a director of the company, he had a nice photo of this Krishna in the chariot. I used to wonder till that time, what has it got to do in the corporate? But he showed me how we can be spiritual even in the office. And there was a nice aroma of incense stick in his cabin. So if at all you happen to see him next time, you please convey, because I may not be able to meet him now, I'll catch up with him on the phone, but each one of us can learn few things from him, because he's a man of very good principles in spiritual life also. A big Haribol for Mr. Kannan.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Much louder, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And again, everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Rama Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. One last time, everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. गांधर्विक गिरिधारी गौर हरे, गांधर्विक गिरिधारी गौर हरे। ओ गांधर्विक गिरिधारी गौर हरे, गांधर्विक गिरिधारी गौर हरे। जय नरसिंहदेव, जय नरसिंहदेव, जय नरसिंहदेव, जय नरसिंहदेव। जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज। प्रभुपाद, 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद। जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल, निताय गौर। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, गौर हरि बोल। बोलो हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की। Big round of applause for our Kartal and Mridanga players. If they don't play, what is your name? Ketan Ram Prabhu was playing Mridanga and sweating more than what Krishna was sweating in Vrindavan. So big Hari Bol for him. If not for the Kartal and Mridanga and for the dancing wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, we won't be able to taste the Kirtan Rasa today. So, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha. Hare Krishna.